Good evening, everybody. Well, I know I'm probably feeling like I'm a day late, but actually, I just posted a video, I believe, yesterday, which was supposed to be done last week, but I had some technical difficulties trying to figure out how to edit videos, which is the reason why I made the title for them that I did. But anyway, this is a new week. This is actually what I had meant to speak about yesterday, but I got caught up dealing with the editing of the video. So being the fact that it is November the 11th of 2018, I know once again a day late, but I wanted to first and foremost say above everything else, thank you to all my brethren and sisters who have served in the U.S. military and who are joining the service. I cannot thank you enough for having done so and in process of doing so. And for all those who have served along my side while I was still in service, you guys do not go unremembered. Every day I am very grateful for the ability to say that I served along many great people. So thank you all to those of you out there who have served and are going to serve, and all those who have served. That is actually one big thing I wanted to have as a shout out, as a good remembrance to all those who have served. Over the years, they really have done a lot for us. And even with my service, I don't feel as though I have done enough to show how much I am grateful for what other veterans have done. It's just the idea of being in the military has done me a lot of good and done a lot of other people a lot of good, and I cannot say how much I appreciate that. So as one prior service veteran to any other active duty and or current veteran, thank you. That being said, I actually did want to go up into a really kind of difficult topic just because of the fact that this was supposed to be about Veterans Day and it was supposed to be in favor of veterans. I've seen a lot of news going around on social media and the internet in general as I've been in school, and whenever I get random and just decide to scroll through news feeds, I happen to notice a few stories about one, stolen valor, and two, lies and deceit to attain disability, specifically VA disability, veteran disability. I find it really tough to see anybody out there who's willing to do something like that. Stolen valor is one thing. It's on some remote level, some psychological base. You probably do feel that you need to put on the uniform and lie about something that you've not. I'm sorry, I cannot stop myself from trying to burp. Anyhow, the idea that someone is willing to do that and commit to the idea, I mean, I guess I have some remote props for dedication, but shit, pick something else. Seriously, pick another freaking topic. It is an insult when you try to make yourself so high and mighty when you haven't done squat. I know that even more so, I know that there are a lot of shitbag soldiers who were absolutely horrible, and they're still horrible on the outside. I met a few of them, and I wasn't happy about it. But the fact remains is, don't lie about servitude. I'm not saying it in general like, don't lie about being a slave, because that just sounds weird, and then that sounds really wrong, and I don't view it as a form of slavery. I volunteered to sign my name on the dotted line, just like everyone else who served. I forget what time frame, but I believe, let me just put it this way, after the draft. Anybody after the damn draft has signed up willingly. That right there is awesome. If you didn't sign your name on the dotted line, if you didn't put your right hand up and pronounce the oath, if you didn't feel in your heart that what you were doing is actually right for this country, Don't put on that uniform, and do not try to screw with anybody else that has. That is such a stupid idea. I just don't know how to explain how stupid that is. It's wrong. It's only humiliating for you. Because quite honest, I can care less whether or not you're walking around in uniform, but don't be making up some bullshit outlandish story. SEAL Team 6, I was a sniper, I fought in the Vietnam War. Dude, you're 16, you look like you probably missed your freaking caramel latte, frappuccino, whatever drink it is that you want to drink. You haven't seen your freaking toes in damn near 6 years, but holy shit, apparently you've fought in World War II, you've jumped out of planes, you shot Osama bin Laden. Come on, bullshit. Don't screw with me, that is absolute horseshit. What do you have to gain out of lying? Seriously, what do you have to gain? I want to ask. How much are you gaining? What are you getting out of this? I mean, do you actually think that people will like you for saying, "Oh yeah, I did good. I was on the best team ever." Well, what are you getting out of that? I mean, for me, it's okay, and that's a lie, obvious as day. There was no point to that. So what are you doing? What are you doing? But of course, people are gonna lie, and for whatever self-hating reason you have, go seek some help. Seriously, go seek some freaking help. Go talk to a therapist. If you really have issues with this, go talk to a recruiter. If you really want to suggest that you did something great, go talk to a recruiter. Step into that office and sign right up. I'll give you more props for the fact that you were willing to actually commit to some service for our great country. But if you're going to sit there and lie to me and bullshit with me, and with everybody else out there, are you fucking kidding me? But aside from that's just one big thing. The next big thing is, I read a story that really got to me, it really upset me, and I just don't understand how people can do this. There was a man in jail who apparently was in there for obviously with some sort of violent crime, but he is now being put in, or I forget exactly what the punishment was, but he's now being charged for fraud with the VA because his words, he witnessed the suicide of fellow veterans. Now I get it. Knowing that somebody committed suicide is bad. Witnessing it, that's even worse. But to lie that you did either one of those and that you got compensated for it, you got 100% VA disability. What? Why? Seriously. You're making it harder on people who actually have issues and are veterans. This dude was not a veteran. The gentleman that was being told in the story was not a veteran. But this is not the only story. There are other stories that I've read. And it's just sad. It's making people who actually have disabilities that are veterans trying to get these benefits even harder for them. It is so difficult. I mean, heck, I'm in that battle right now. And I'm not even trying to... I personally don't feel like I should be trying to do this. But when it comes down to it, I care enough about my family and my friends to understand when they ask me to do something, they probably mean it. And it took a lot of people telling me that I probably need to seek some help, and, well, to be quite honest, that I should probably look into getting some more benefit out of it if it happens to be so. I was told that that's what I should do, so I went and did it. I don't like going for benefits. I don't see the point in it. But I do want to have my family know that I'm getting the best treatment possible. And to me, that's what I'm doing. But I can't do that if people like you guys out there who are trying to lie for benefits are making it more difficult on us. You lying to them makes me telling them the truth seem a bit skeptical. Because now they have to assume that everyone's lying. 2, The PTSD card is way overplayed. Seriously, it is way overplayed. Pew pew! Oh no! Ow! Oh! Ow! Crud! I've got PTSD. Ah! Seriously? You've never heard a gunshot. You've never heard anything remotely similar to a gunshot before. If you haven't, go to a dang on range. It's not scary. You know what is scary? Looking down the barrel of a gun and wondering whether or not you're about to live. Yeah, I understand in some places and some parts of the world, yeah, that actually does happen. I know that there's gang activity, I know that there's violence, I know that there's all sorts of crap that does go on within the U.S., but unless you're telling me that every last single one of you in the populace of the U.S. of A. have to look down the barrel of a gun and wonder whether or not you are going to live or die, that ain't no joke. Don't come up with some BS reason why you might have PTSD. Unless you actually know what the hell PTSD is, you've taken the time to witness somebody who has PTSD, and then you get recommended it, that's a different story. I'm not talking about recommending, hey, you might have PTSD. I'm meaning recommend that you go seek a counselor, a therapist, a social worker, whatever the case may be. PTSD shouldn't be something that's desired. It shouldn't be a trophy. It shouldn't be something to go after. Personally, and this is coming from someone who is actually in the process of diagnosis, and I'm not trying to get the diagnosis per se as much as I'm trying to find out what's wrong. I want to get a clear example, a clear definition of what is going on. What is going through my mind? What have I dealt with? What am I going through? Everything. I want to know what is going on. Therefore, I'm talking to a counselor. I'm seeking help personally. And I want to know what's wrong. I'm not sitting there trying to say, I have PTSD and I'm valid, so guess what? I automatically have it. I know for a fact right now, I have been told over and over, many veterans I have talked to, many somewhat active, well, no, I can't say somewhat, because they were active duty. I went on base and actually spoke to a few soldiers, and they asked me if I was having issues. I have spoken to many people, me personally, about whether or not I have PTSD. I don't even notice a difference in myself. Apparently, I've been told by my mom, I am not the same person I was when I came back from deployment. Guess what? Congratulations. I'm not crying PTSD over the most minor of thing. I know that I've stared death in the damn face. I know that I've seen some shit that I don't want to fucking remember. But guess what? I'm still here, and quite frankly, I think that's pretty damn good. I've got a beautiful wife who loves me and who wants to be with me. Yeah, we fight, but that's every couple. We still love each other. Heck, that was the last thing that I told her today was I love you. I mean, that's a policy of mine. I want my family and my friends to know the last thing that comes out of my mouth if I were to say anything, that would be the last thing I were to say to them, is I love you. Because I want them to know I really care about them. It's a serious issue. It's a serious deal with me. But overall, it goes in, I'm just meaning, stop with the BS nonsense of claiming you have something without actually finding out from a professional whether or not it exists in your mind. Or whether or not you're just blowing smoke out your ass. I mean, seriously. I'm not trying to fight for PTSD. I don't want PTSD. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm being told by my surrounding personnel around me, family, friends, acquaintances, people that have already been in service, who are in service. All of them have been asking me to go seek some help and ask me whether or not I might have this. I'm not turning around and shooting a gun and then freaking out and thinking, oh crap, pew pew, I have PTSD. No, this is not a trophy. This is not something that you should be like turning around like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Wade Lyons. I have PTSD. It's not a greeter. I don't want anybody to know that I have issues. This is legitimate. I do not like walking into a classroom at college and having somebody ask me, why do you check behind you after you walk into the classroom every time? I don't like to get into it. I don't like to to remember the stories, but after I think about it, I'm remembering something I didn't do that got me in a lot of trouble. So now, every damn time, I'm always checking my 6. I'm always checking it. I'm always checking the doors. Always checking the windows. I want to make sure the exits are clear. It's just something I do. It's a sanctity of mind as I consider it. But apparently it strikes concern in other people, and I've actually been asked by a fellow veteran whether or not I was okay, and I had no clue what the hell was going on. I don't realize these things about myself, but I also don't realize why it's a matter of concern. But that's the reason why I'm seeking treatment. I'm actually seeking treatment. I'm not worried about the damn money out of my pocket. I want to know what the hell is going on, and if somebody else has a solution for me. If you have an answer for me, then you have a solution for me, then we can move on. I can get past this. But I'm not trying to sit there and go like, I have PTSD, can I get $1,000? No, fuck that. I don't want the damn money. I don't want money. I don't want anything other than treatment. Proper treatment. And I don't know why any of you bitches want to freaking try to self-promote this idea of having all these problems.